I'll either do cardio, which no
Nobody-
one likes to do cardio. Or I'll do something like that, and it's cool. Like they would just call us, "Hey, Barba, you're strong. Get over here, go throw a shot," like
Yeah.
that stuff. And I told him, "Why the f did God do this to me? This and that." It just went off, dude. And he looked at me. I'll never forget it, dude. He just went like here, and I pray for you, and I was like, reserve, a little tense, and I was like, just like shook my head. He's like, "I want to pray for you."
All right, welcome back to the podcast. That's Brian and Ryan, and today's episode, Brian and Ryan meets Matt Barba.
How's it going? Nice to see you guys. Nice to be back together, man. I mean, just a little to add, man. We've been trying to make this thing happen for a while, man. It's just schedule sucks. It's not really that it sucks. It's hard to balance everything. It's hard to balance being a husband. It's hard to balance being a coach. It's hard to balance being a strong man. It's hard to balance just to do the side hustles that I do. So I'm just glad I'm here. I have an opportunity for you to let me. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. We had met first 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Since that first, quote unquote, I don't think it was maybe it was like a couple minutes. But since then, I knew I gotta talk to. And that's because that was before the podcast was even thought of.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got the ball rolling, I'm like, all right, I gotta get him on.
Cool.
But how have you been since then?
Been good, dude. Ever since then, it's been really good. I don't know if anyone saw or was part of that or heard, but I was able to use that money to go see my grandma and my family. I hadn't seen them in, no joke, over a decade. It was 13 years to be exact. We were talking about it. My cousin got married. It was super cool. It was bougiest wedding I've ever been a part of. Man, the food and everything. I was like, I feel like white trash being here. And so it was really cool, and it was hard to see my grandma because, just the way my son is with my mom, that's the bond I had with her, and it was really hard to see her in that state. She's just there, bro. Just a body. Her mind wasn't there. So that was kind of a hard thing for me. But again, that was all thanks to Gentry hosting that comp. I would have never been able to do that, And since then, man, just been coaching. I kind of a little coaching change. I think we talked about that the last time. I'm at Idea Riverview, and we started a powerlifting program, and it's been going really good, man. Yesterday, boys team got second place, and it's our second year as a program. I'm super happy with that.
Ever. Oh, wow.
Yeah, as a team, we went from one kid to now these four committed kids. One of them is a senior, so I'm sad to lose him, but I got a lot of young kids coming up the pipe, and then even the girls team did pretty good too. So that's kind of the fruits of the labor thing. It's starting to unfold, and I'm grateful for my head coach, our athletic coordinator, Coach Pettis, and then Miss Ramos, our principal, man, super supportive. That's my biggest thing too, But and then since then, yeah, man, I've just been competing still. I kind of had a letdown this summer at nationals. I was going in trying to, really, I'm gonna top place podium. That's my goal. And it just, man, it was, I guess, human error, man. I made a post about it saying sometimes you can work your butt off, no matter how hard you work your butt off, and you still lose. I've seen that in coaching, in football. I've seen that in powerlifting. And now, when it hits home with me, I'm like, dude, it sucks. So now I'm back to the drawing board. And, I always say the saying. I tell people, I've learned more in my defeats than my victories. So, yeah, man, it's kind of like my claim to fame, I guess.
Do you think there's anything you would have done different in terms of the comp?
Now that I look back, to be honest, I think I would have. I should have went with my gut on one of the events. One of the events was this super huge. They called it the slug or a worm. I know the CrossFitters use it to it takes 5 people to pick up. But we had to pick it up ourselves, one person. So the approach I wanted to take was I saw this older guy, and he was pulling it, dragging it, and then he took a step back, and the time stopped. Anything that passed the line, the time stopped. So I thought in my head, look back and stop. But I was killing my time. I was going at an angle instead of straight back. and that really killed my time. And the other event that I trained for, I was, if I could go back, I would tell myself to suck it up, get more personal training. Like we're not personal, physical therapy
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
massage therapy. 'Cause, man, I was getting a lot of knots and they're annoying, and I didn't want to train the event as hard as I thought. And yeah, man, it really killed me. That little bit of not focusing on those two events killed me because going in, I was in second place in the nation, dude. Out of 57 competitors, I was second place. I was I smoked everyone. I got first on the deadlift, or no, tie. I got second on the deadlift, axle deadlift. I tied for first place on the axle press. I got third place on the other deadlift. There was like back to back deadlifts. It was tough. Yeah, so yeah, but again, I've been throwing that in more in my training. I've been throwing that in like as a finisher. Like I always have like a finisher at the very end. I'll either do cardio, which no one likes to do cardio, or I'll do something like that, and it helps, man. Just little things like that. Yeah, but other than that, just back to normal, man. Now coaching, we're in powerlifting season right now, so I'm kind of in a like off season ish for me for training, and but I have some big goals that I want to accomplish this year.
I'd imagine since you were part of the first year that there was a powerlifting program,
Mm.
there's in a way it's a bit of like, I think of this referring to the head coach of UTRGV football. There is no standard,
Oh yeah,
but the pressure is to be, which is
yes, dude.
scary. And
Yes,
like
dude.
I don't have any. I'm not in any situation like that.
No, but
But
you're
I
exactly
think I
right.
like that. Okay. How do you
No,
think? How do you think that's gonna like? How's that been on you
for
personally?
me, I'll be honest, it's tough, man. A little history with me. I was very fortunate to learn at a young age how to be a good powerlifter from at Los Fresnos, where they have years, decades of tradition of winning. And the coach there was named Dan Smith, and he's literally a legend, dude. That guy's the greatest of all time. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's won the most state championships in a row, and I got to. He really taught me, man, at a young age how to train and everything. And that's where I got like I fell in love with what like kind of like blossomed into what I'm doing now. And when I came back to the Valley, I was a collegiate football player. Moved back down, and I was at Golds and Freedom Fitness. I don't know if that tells you my age. Like I was at Freedom Fitness, now it's True Fit. But I was personal training. I just didn't have fulfillment, man. I didn't really like it at the time. I always joke around. I'm like Tommy Boy, dude. I'm like the worst salesman in the world, dude. And freaking there, I just can't sell. But I would just go to people like, if you want to get strong, come with me. I wasn't good at it, man. And I felt like I wanted to be a coach. Like I had great coaches that inspired me, and to where I'm at right now, I always go. I have God in my life, my dad, and I have Coach Smith. Those are my big three, bro. Like those guys really molded me into who I am now, and ever since then, I had an opportunity again. Going back, I went to Los Fresnos. I just kind of went there on a whim, dude. I just like that was one thing my dad would always tell me. Like, if you want to get something done, you got to do it do it yourself, do it in person. So I drove over there to Los Fresnos. They were having practice, and I got to meet Coach Holt at the time, who was the head coach, and Coach Mike Evans. And these guys were, coaches, man. It's rough and
Yeah,
tough.
yeah.
I mean, if you know any kind of sports, man, it's a very manly thing. And I just went in there as myself, dude, and I just said, hey, man, I'd love to volunteer. I'd like to help and do anything like that. And sure enough, man, that's where my story kind of began, dude. I would help out on the side, and that's when I met my friend Rodney McClanahan at Hard Knocks, and it was just like this path that was being like paved for me, dude. And from that point on, I was helping in that world, and then eventually I got picked up as a paraprofessional. I coached as an assistant coach with this really rough and tough boys team that I was able to like say they were my babies, and man, we won second in the state, dude, as a team,
Oh
man.
shoot!
Yeah, no joke, dude. And with the help of Coach Holt and Evans, man, I mean they were there guiding me the whole way, but man, they were my mijos, as I say, man. They were my minions, man. And after that, I had an opportunity to get a job at Brownsville Lopez, dude. And a lot of people were giving me crap saying, "Oh, just go to die there" and all this stuff. And I was just like, I don't know, man. This is my I use the saying. I have a lot of sayings, and I say, everyone the grass is never greener on the other side of the fence, but I like to water the grass. So like I'm just gonna go water it and see what happens. And from there on, dude, it took off, bro. I had at one point we were two-time nationally ranked high school powerlifting team. I have the most state champions in Brownsville's history in the sport of powerlifting down, and we had the first powerlifting state championship ever. Like, because Brownsville's known for one thing, and that's soccer.
Soccer.
Well, I changed that with the help of my no longer with me, my friend Bruce Castro, and there was another coach there, Coach Ram. Like I said, man, we built this program, dude. So that's where, again, answering your question, going, I apologize, guys. I go in these rabbit
Very
holes,
good.
but
What it's for.
that's what it's about, man. Like I went, and that pressure that you're talking about, it does weigh on me because I did this at this school, and like I've been telling everyone now, I tell them straight up, like, I'm gonna retire here, dude. Well, I don't know how long it's gonna take me, but I'm gonna win a state championship here, and that's it. I'm done. I'm retired. I'm not gonna coach anymore.
So before you went to Brownsville, the state of powerlifting there, how, like wasn't like
Oh,
looked at, right?
nothing like now. Nothing like now. Like it was. You had a few good, but a lot of the coaches really didn't know, man. And at that time, it was super. It's a little history lesson. It was super cool at that time because Coach Chavez, who his name's Coach Mike Chavez, he's now the defensive coordinator there at Hannah. He had a really good culture. Had some solid talking freaks of nature, dude. Kids deadlifting 750, squatting, and not just heavyweight classes. Like we're talking 181s and 190s. If you know powerlifting like I do, which I know you do, that's a big time weight for high school kids. Well, over at Lopez, I had flaquitos. I had all the little chaparrillos. I had the little kids, the 114s, 123s, 132, 132s, 148s. And then I had my big body Josh. He was my super heavyweight. And then I had those guys in between that had to match and compete. And we kind of created this like culture, like who's gonna be the best. Like the one, like when we won state that year, Anna got second in the state. So at the time, Brownsville was the pinnacle of powerlifting, and super cool, bro, to be a part of that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's been ever since then, man. There's been so many success stories. It's doing super great now, and it's just to be a part of that was super awesome, man.
Yeah, like I talked about this with my coach earlier podcast. My coach Juan Aguilera, he has seen the ins and outs of powerlifting, like powerlifting. The valley is so slept. I
Hmm.
think like there's so much strength that's and like in the sport of powerlifting alone, and now strongman's like on the
Yeah,
rise as well. But powerlifting alone, it's like there's some kids from the valley, which is insane. And he had a similar story about being the first of a coach at UTRGV. He had a small powerlifting program, like one kid signed up and was iffy. Kid that just went up to him, like he threw it out there to all his students because he's a professor, and threw it out there like, hey, I'm coaching powerlifting, and wants to sign up. There's one kid was like, I want
it's awesome.
to get in shape, and then he told a couple of his buddies, three. I think the full year, first year powerlifting, there was three. Next year there was seven. 12, and now it's just like a gradual thing. I'm not too sure what the number is now, but he's been doing it for a while, and the whole a bunch of kids are just more invested in that stuff. It's not even just the sports, and
Yeah.
I'm sure now that UTRGV is gonna adapt the football program,
Oh yeah, big
they're
time.
gonna powerlifting is gonna shoot up.
It's gonna shoot up because that naturally creates competition. And like, for example, someone tries out for the team, they don't make it, they realize, you know what, the passion's not there anymore, but he's a strong dude or a strong person in general, they're gonna try that out. That was kind of my story too, man. Like I've always been very strong, and it wasn't like it wasn't gifted. It was just because I worked my ass off. It's like that's just my secret. You know what I mean? Like I've always worked my ass off. If I saw the strongest guy in the gym someday, or whenever I'm gonna beat them. Like that's because I just like the challenge. I like the competition edge. So and know if I did that at my university, I know there's gonna be guys that do that too, bro. It's
Yeah, it's just a
it's a matter of time.
that's
Mhm.
that's always the way I was too. If I could go back in some way, shape, or form, I wouldn't have done football. I was
Mhm.
never a tackle person on the field. I was senior year. I remember like
Sucks.
I just remember like
But I've been there too.
yeah, I just remember hearing, "Oh, Brandon, your technique's good. You're just undersized." I was like, "Well, I'm fucked from the start."
I know, man. Right away, it's like, thanks, coach.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I did love playing. I love the brotherhood that was
Mhm.
there with football players.
Yeah,
Like that's
it's a beautiful
awesome.
thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Texas high school football, I think high school football in general is a beautiful thing, especially if you're with a program with coaches that all are on the same page. Like, I was super spoiled, dude. Like, when I went to play in North Dakota, dude. Yes, out of all places, I went up
North
there. But
Dakota.
the reason I went up there, again, Coach Smith played there, man. He was an All American and stuff. And no, I hurt my knee my senior year. It was like one of those, like, it's, again, I would never go back on it, but man, I would like I've had that in my head, but I guess as time gone on, I'm glad the road that I'm on. You know what I mean? Or the road that was paved for me. I know God had a plan for that for a reason. And again, I went to play at this university, and it was just, man, it was such a great opportunity. I got to meet, feel like, and if they're listening to this, just brothers, man. Like I feel like there's a light still left on over there in that
Yeah,
town because of the
yeah.
people that I met, and it was such a great opportunity, man, just to have that. But again, what I saw was more of a business side, and I didn't really get to see like the more intimate of like how it was in high school football. And I was like, man, like that kind of sucks, Like I had more of a bond with my is it my teammates. I had more of a bond with them than with the coaches. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of felt real fake. You know what I mean? Like instead of sincere. So that right away, I was like, I shut off to that. I still played, and I same thing. I got benched my junior year too. I was like, if I'm getting benched, I'm not getting money. So why am I even doing this? So I feel you, man. It's tough, but it all happens for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it played out the way it should have because if I did stick to if I went back in time and stick just to powerlifting, I feel like at this point I would have been like, "Oh, I played football." I'm glad I played football and I knew it wasn't the most thing I was passionate about because now it made me appreciate powerlifting because all I would think about on the field was just weights. And what are we hitting
I'm
today?
the same way.
And then I remember thinking, um, I remember breaking down like all the splits that we'd have. All right, today's a power style day. Today's push. I
Mhm.
just remember like focusing on just the weights alone. I wasn't nowhere near the strongest guy, but I
You
just
loved
loved
it,
it. I
man.
just loved
Yeah,
it, dude.
it's the
I
iron
just
bug, dude. Iron bug is real. I heard that, and I don't remember. I think it was on an old YouTube video. It might be floating around out there, but it was a brief history of USPA powerlifting and just powerlifting in general. And they talked segment called the Iron Two. That's it, dude. Connected for life, and it's
yeah,
true, man.
yeah,
So I know exactly what.
yeah. Just since then, I've just studied and
Mhm.
done more research. I got certified through ISSA for nutrition, personal training,
Cool.
recovery. Like I'm taking courses and I was
It's
taking courses in
awesome.
a lot of stuff just because all the knowledge and
Mhm.
I have so many people as like guidance. I had Gabe on here recently. I had a coach. There's a lot
Yeah,
of great coaches and learn from.
yeah.
Even as small as the world is. I think we had talked about this a while back when Bruce Castro,
Mhm.
he was my coach in middle school,
Mhm.
in seventh grade. It's the Mike Evans I'm talking about. He has a brother, right?
Yep. There's Mark and Mike, and I can't remember his younger brother. Yeah, they were all at San Benito back then.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
with
that.
Coach Gant.
Yeah, I remember which of the, but he coached my sister for track and field. She threw shot put and discus.
It might have been Mark, man. Well, Mike too.
One of
My
them.
my, they're both really
Yeah,
good. Like
they
when I
both-
had
yeah.
questions, because I also started coaching shot. I
Yeah.
immediately got a hold of Mark Evans and gave me some really good pointers, some videos, and I told him thank you, man. And my two kids, man, it was a girl and a boy. They got third in the district, dude. And this was like in a matter of a month, you know, like just
Yeah.
showing them little things,
Yeah.
you know, like stuff that I barely knew, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I remember in high school, like they would just call us, "Hey, Barba, you're strong. Get over here, go throw a shot." You know, like
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah, we would just go have fun, and you know, I call in the coaching world, we call them burger thieves. I was a burger
Oh
thief.
yeah, burger
They would buy all this
snatchers.
food, burger snatchers. That's me, dude. Burger snatcher. I'd be going with the girls and eating their
Yeah.
food and food coma there at the track meet.
Yeah, it was 7th grade. I'd never picked up a discus or shot. I just seen
Mhm.
my sister. I never trained for any of that. I went to. I feel really bad not remembering what Evans it was. I think it was Mike,
Mhm.
but he had coached me one on one. I think it was sister. She's like, "Hey, my brother wants to get in this. Like, can you help him out?" I think I had 2 sessions with him max, and then even then in middle school, I mean, there wasn't too much concentration on shot
Yeah.
put and discus area. I ended up placing 3rd in the district. So,
That's super cool.
so shout
man.
out to Coach Evans.
Yeah, man, Coach Evans. I'm telling you, man, they know their stuff, dude. They're
Yeah.
they're legit, and that's where I'm at now. Like with coaching, a lot of people, you know, we joke around, but it's the Evans effect, man. Because wherever Evans went, he was winning state championships in powerlifting. Right now, he has a great opportunity. I was able to personal train Rodney's daughter and his niece, and dude, solid girls team, man. Because again, talk about another OG powerlifting coach, Coach Dave Duty. He's like Yoda, man. He's been around the game since the 90s, like where he got to see Robert Garza powerlift. That's how old he is in this game, and he set him up legit. I mean, my prediction right now, they're gonna win THSPA, the 5A large girls state championship because they're solid, dude. Telling you, wherever he's gone, he's won a state championship. And so, and then the branches of coaches like me and Coach Bella and all these other guys, we've won state championships too.
So now
So
just
it's like it's
yeah.
just this web, you know. Like,
Yeah.
so he's a good coach, man. He knows his stuff, man. He's a great dude too, man. All the Evanses, I love them all. Even Dad Evans, he's funny. They're all good people, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of great like minds and
Mhm.
souls in the coaching world.
hmm
I remember the first session I went with Evans. He was one of the first coaches to teach me that there's no set program for everybody.
hmm
There's no set technique for everybody. Everybody's different. So I remember first time I threw it, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't great. And he's like, "How'd that feel?" And that was always just cool. I don't know. I can't remember which Evans it was, but
Yeah.
he would every time I would throw, every time I'd exercise, it was always, "How'd that feel?" I'd have to break down everything, and it was never just good or great. He's like, "No, explain to me what you felt." And
I
it's
do the same thing with my lifters.
breaks
I
down
do the same
everything.
thing.
And I just remember tweaking like maybe 3 or 4 things in my form. Discus was
Yeah.
just because of everything like he broke
Yeah,
down.
yeah, man, and that's I might have learned that from him too, but I do that a lot. Like even this past week, man. I mean, we're Friday. I always want feedback. That's something I know he does. I'm pretty sure I picked it up subliminally when I worked with him, but I do the same thing because I want feedback so I can help. Because there's a saying my grandma would always say, dude, a closed mouth can't be fed. So if your mouth is closed and you have all this in you, we don't know. You know what I mean? Like I totally live by that. It's true. Have to give. We can help you.
Even my coach as a Bay at his coach Legends Gym, Arden Gym, um, whether they've been with him for a decade or they just started. Oh, like what do you feel
Mhm.
after every lift, after every warm up, everything? It's just, oh, you have any pain? It's weird. And my uncle, he's also coached. My coach trains my uncle just
Mm.
get in shape and stuff. And my uncle's had bad shoulder pains. And even though my coach probably knows the answer to how does your shoulder feel, he still has to ask for
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's just
feedback, dude. That's what it's all about, man. We do that in the garage all the time with the guys, and now it's become a habit. Like we always were asking for feedback. How do you feel? How does this feel? And say it. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that too. Let's try this, or like let's keep pushing forward. Like that's it's like a natural thing now for us. And again, I do it with all my athletes and kids that I coach. So back is king.
I did want to ask what your take was on that. Completely different to what gym and fitness has become. Because you've been in the game
Yeah,
obviously
a
a
long, long
while.
time. Even then, not as long as some of the people I know. It's it's, uh it's crazy to me. I guess I was part of the trend. You know, back in the day, there was Tito's Gym. That was it, right in Brownsville. And that guy, man, I mean, he's something else, dude. But that dude, he really did start it all. Like he started out all the big trainers that you hear and see about in Brownsville because of him. You know, I guess I'm like an enigma in the whole thing because I was at Los Fresnos. But even then, like Coach Smith, he was again a great coach, man. He would educate me. He got back in the day it was Powerlifting USA, and it was these old magazines, man. And he was always subscribing to them because we didn't have YouTube, dude. We didn't have social media. We didn't have what we have now. You had to read it in a magazine. If you didn't get it out of that magazine, you weren't learning shit. I hate to say it. You would have to physically get in a plane or in a bus or a car and drive to another gym. And like, I feel like these lifters, these athletes, and all, they're kind of spoiled, bro. And it's getting to the point where I see it now. It's bleeding into my athletes and my kids. And this is what I tell them. And I don't want to offend anyone or whatever, but I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm a real person. Those people they see on that screen, they don't know who the F you are, bro. They don't know who the F you are. They don't even care. They just want your following. They want you to buy their stuff, and that's it. Like, I'm a real person going through the grind, dude. And I want to help you. I feel like they get lost in that because, oh, it's CT Fletcher, or oh, it's so and so. I mean, I can't think of his name, bro. But anyways, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like, and I know if people are listening, I know they know what I'm talking about because, dude, it's so frustrating because so much information, dude. It's so easy to get lost and people. Again, I'm not gonna offend. They don't know shit. That they're not. They're ignorant. Looking for an easy sale. They're looking to get an easy following, bro. Subscription. And it's like, dude, like I say, no mames.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
get it out of here with that. So again, it has. I've seen a lot, dude. A lot. Like, hell, me and Rodney would talk about this. And there's this gym that they built. It was one of the few. It was Tito's gym, and they started building these other gyms. It was called World's Gym, and
Worlds?
World's Gym, and it was like they were competing with Golds, but Golds just took over.
Oh yeah.
When Golds went corporate, they took over the world, bro,
Yeah.
and literally they took over the world. And this gym had a badass racquetball court built in, like the bike classes before they're. I mean, I don't know. They're called different things now. They got Orange Theory and whatnot, but like
Yeah.
they had they had it down, bro. I'll never forget this, dude. I would go into that gym like in the summer. Every classic high school guy. Now they have bipods and stuff, and the broccoli hairs they say.
The
But
broccoli
dude,
hair.
I was just me, dude, with my freaking like. I saw your Nirvana hat. Like I haven't had my Nirvana shirt or whatever, cut off sleeves, and I would just go in with a buddy of mine, and I'll never forget it, dude. It's crazy because Rodney. That's how I know. Like we knew each other, but we didn't know each other. There was a dude there. I was a 6'3", no joke, white supremacist dude. He had the swastika, the SS, and then he would wear like a white beater shirt and it would say white power and all that stuff. This dude was yoked, bro. Yoked to the teeth, dude. Like he was jacked. Talk about prison workouts. That guy was on another level, dude. And like me and my buddies would go, we would lift and stuff. And how we got introduced to that guy is we left a mess, dude. Like now you go to gyms, there's a mess everywhere. Dude, that guy came up to us, bro. And again, dude, he cussed us out, bro. He said, don't a mess in my weight room. You guys are great. Dude, he barked at us, bro. I'll be honest, I didn't go back for a month, dude. I was afraid of that guy, dude. I was super afraid. But then I would go back again because I was curious, dude. Like, imagine not having Instagram. Imagine not having YouTube. Like, I remember we had YouTube, and there was the only videos that were of workouts was Ronnie Coleman, dude. Ronnie Coleman in the unit, in the Metroflex, bro.
Yeah.
He would do lunges, bro. He would lunge the whole parking lot. So what do you think I did, bro?
Lunge the
I would lunge the
parking
parking lot. And we put 185 on the bar, bro. And I was like, I could squat 405. Nah, man, dude. I took 4 steps and I fell, dude. And I was like, none of us, we couldn't do shit, dude. Like we were hurting, bro. But we couldn't keep up, bro, because freaking Ronnie Coleman. And that was the only one at the time, dude. And so again, man, we had to get VHS tapes. We had to like talk to our uncles, dads, friends, again, that were either in prison or that knew a buddy, you know, and it was, that's all they had at the time, man. And I feel like this generation has no idea what it's like to really grind and to really search. You had to become your own programmer, bro. You had to be your own, like to write your own stuff down, dude. And now you could just go on T Nation. Hell, you can go on YouTube, bro, and you can get anything. And I'm just like, you guys are so effing lucky, bro. Like, you guys have no clue. You know what I mean? And even with me, like, I've learned so much stuff because of it too. And I always go back, like, and again, I show my age, like, dude, I wish I had this back in the day. I'd be a genius right now. I'd be an influencer. You know what I mean? I mean, like, I wouldn't be here, bro. I'd be there, like, having someone edit me, you know, like, shit, man. But that's for real, dude. Like, I don't know if that answers the question, but
Yeah,
that's just the whole ball of wax, bro. That's where I feel. I know a few other people in my age bracket feel the same damn way.
Yeah, it's a different, depending who you ask, it's for sure changed, but how it's interpreted is different. I think there's a good side and a bad. To me, I started filming my workouts 2019 just because I had bad scheduling with my coach.
Yeah.
So I set up my tripod, my camera. It's a completely different game in person.
To me, that's different.
So I would send it to my coach. So there's times where my coach, whether he's not in town or I'm working a weird shift and I can't work out with him, I'll film myself. But
yes,
as soon as I put the camera down at the gym, everybody's like, "Oh shit!" I mean, they fucking go to the other side of the gym. I'm like, "Bro, it's not that deep." Like, I get the image it has now and the way it's changed. But that's just how I started. And the last thing I want to do, like, to me, the gym is on like the outside view. It's a bunch of people just working on themselves.
Yeah, dude.
And the last thing I'd want to be corruption.
Yes, dude.
Or getting anybody's way, getting anybody.
At least you recognize that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, other people.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's the True Fit down the road. It's set up so perfectly that there's one squat rack in front of this one ab machine that to this day I've seen nobody use. So I put this.
I worked at Gold. I know exactly what you're talking about, dude.
Is it the side twister one?
Yep.
It's that one. Yeah,
dude. I would use it. I would use it because no one else was using it. I was like, I'm only on the floor. It's dirty. People spit and do stuff. I'm gonna just do them right here. And I would work that machine, dude. Like, you get a little workout, dude. You know. But I mean, I know exactly.
I've seen nobody use it. I'll set up my tripod, and it's the squat racks. And then it's an aisle, and then it's the machines, like every other gym. But with that aisle, whenever somebody's walking in front of the camera, it's good that they don't see it. I mean, obviously they walk in front of my camera. I don't really care because in my eyes, it's a public gym. Like,
who cares? Bro?
I'm nobody.
Yeah,
in sense of like authority wise,
butt hurts
like
so
it's
bad,
fine. I
dude.
don't care, but I either train super early in the morning when I know it's not going to be busy going in front of
old people training and stuff,
or super late at night when it's like dead. That's just my preference for training. But I put the camera down, fighting away, or I'm deadlifting, overhead pressing, and it's so much. I don't know how to explain it. It's just I'm not putting on a show, you know, bringing my lights or my ring light or what's up, guys. You know?
Yes, bro.
Yeah,
dude. And again, like, that's okay because we do it in the garage all the time. We have, I mean, I talk about how poor I am, man. I'm just cheap, dude. To be honest, they get the little stands and stuff like that. Well, I got a. Have you ever seen those metal like heavy duty paper clips? They're like black and they have silver and like I mean they're
Yes.
pretty
Yeah,
strong, dude.
the thick one. Yeah.
Yes, dude. Well, I have a very, very big, wide, thick one that I've used for years. Well, I stopped using it because it wasn't maintaining its grip. So I put a little bit of black Gorilla duct tape on it and I put my phone on it and it works perfect. And that's my little tripod, bro. So like when I get these little angles, that's my little tripod, bro. And like the guys make fun of me, like, "No, my let's get this," or like one of my guys, Danny, he has a legit one now. I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna have to use that one now," like we're official. And I eventually I invested in one during COVID, but not for me because we were live streaming the powerlifting meets for the parents, bro, because we couldn't have people. So I have one, just don't use it because
You
I
show up to
just
the meet with some duct tape.
yes, dude. Hey, man, simple, bro. It's simple, man. So that's just me, man. I'm not. I'm real simple with stupid stuff like.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's been an uptrend with the whole influencer thing. You know, like you said, selling
Just hustling and
products,
stuff,
workouts.
yeah.
I get that. I know, obviously, people. If that's their thing, that's their thing.
Yeah,
But
dude.
it's just a whole different game. Like if for somebody's first time in the gym today
Mm.
versus somebody's first time in the gym even like 8 years ago or
Yes.
5 years ago, it's completely
Oh,
different.
it's way
It's
different, dude.
so
A different animal.
yeah.
It's ever evolving, dude. And I feel like it's because it's a trend now. That's where I know you agree. That's where it's getting a little bit borderline dangerous because it's not becoming what it used to be. We're meatheads. We know what we want. We have our goals, expectations, and stuff. I feel like, and I see that with the kids too. Like, they don't want to go through the grind. They don't want to go through the hurt. They don't want to go through the off season or whatever it is because they just want to chase the pump. They chase the now, and but that's part of like that's a whole nother issue,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a
Of
whole
like
other
society,
yeah.
but that I feel like that's a big stemming point of where I have like it makes it hard for me to coach the kids, and I tell them, no, it's you're not chasing this. You're doing this because this does this and this does this. Yeah, no, it is ever evolving and changing. And again, like I jumped on the bandwagon too, dude. I'll put up like AM personal training or I'll do online
Yeah,
coaching.
marketing, yeah.
Yeah, I have to market myself, dude, because I know what I'm talking about. But again, I don't have a million followers, and I'm not like I don't have like the paid sponsorships or whatever. I just if you know me, you know me. If you want results, I'll give you results. It's, it's just how I operate. Yeah, man. It's you have to join them sometimes in that situation because yeah, if you can help someone, but like again, genuinely, then I guess that's where you're making the difference again. You know what I mean? You're part of the trend, but you're not like part of the problem. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that
Like,
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's I've seen it. Obviously, I'm in a different generation. I'm younger. I've seen how social media alone is. And when it comes to the gym, like you said back in the day, it was those Ronnie Colemans, and
Mhm.
now that changed into like the Rich Pianas,
Yes, dude.
now it's the biggest thing now is like your Bradley Martins of the world,
Mhm.
and what's taken the fitness by storm is Sam Sulek. You've heard of him?
He sounds familiar, but I bet I probably passed on him on reels and stuff,
That
so I probably know who.
like
It
that
is.
super jacked dude with long hair and a cap. He's really like
Yes, dude.
that
He's
guy.
the new thing now,
Yes.
dude. Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I know exactly.
Yeah. So have you seen his like videos?
I'll be honest, I don't. My guys have, but I've
Yeah.
never seen his videos. I've seen him in memes, so I know he's
Yeah.
relevant.
Yeah.
Because I'm a meme guy,
Yeah.
so he's relevant.
So the thing with him is he's so real with his content. I mean, he even leaves in him pressing record and then he puts his hand down. He's just looking at himself and he's like, "Oh, okay." So welcome back to another video. He does like I think he's sponsored by I think Hostile Subs. Never promotes it. Doesn't promote it. His videos are like an hour long, but he shows everything. Like he'll set up while he's recording,
Yeah.
set up a tripod. All right, guys, so we have tricep push downs. I'm gonna go for this form instead of this because like he'll explain everything. He'll show the full set instead of trying like uh challenges or whatever
Yeah.
whatever you see in like the
Yeah,
YouTube
that
content
used
where
to, yeah.
he just documents everything. And I think his titles are so broad. It's go by like Winter Bulk Day 57 best. Like simple things like that, but that's what's taking the trend because
Yeah.
it's different than like
Yes.
than the new trends. Like
Well, that's
like
cool. I
yeah.
mean, I like that, bro, because I'll be honest, I have a journal. I have notebooks because that's something in coaching. Whenever I would coach, I would sit there, I'd think of plays or blocking techniques for the kids. Now I write programs and I write workouts and I like reflect from back when I started all the way from middle school, the Ronnie Coleman videos,
Yeah.
all the way now, dude. Like, and I reflect on a lot of stuff and I always write things. But again, I, I'm glad he's doing that because that's like what I do, but with writing. You know what I mean? And again, being like dyslexic and stuff like that, like I hated writing and reading, but then now that I'm like older, I like it, dude. Like it calms me, you know. So that's cool. Like I this is news to me. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
like I know the guys have probably talked about it, but I mean,
Yeah.
I just immediately think of a trender, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't care about those guys. Like I want to have nothing to do with.
Yeah, yeah, he's come out in videos. I've seen a couple where he'll sort of keep his stance on how
Mhm.
different he than other
That's cool,
fitness
man.
influencers. Like it's his own, like he does his own thing, but I could tell like he just whole social media side too. Obviously he's posting, so like
Yeah, but you know what? But maybe he's trying to make a difference in his own.
yeah.
That's cool. I That's cool. I might check him out.
Yeah,
Like,
you
to
should,
be honest, I really will.
yeah, he's taking it right now. I think he's the biggest in terms of like oh yeah, so at the Arnold this late February, early March.
Mhm.
He's at he's leading the meet and greet with big names like I want to pronounce his name
Mhm.
Thor, Sebum, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, and it's so he's up there.
Oh well, no, he's
Yeah.
up there.
He's
He
yeah.
earned his place at the table, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm chasing this year, man. I want to go to the Arnold real bad, and you know, I want to go real bad, but then I know it's going to conflict with powerlifting season
Yeah.
for me because we have it during spring break, and that's when the Arnold's going on. So, but again, I'm going to chase that in July. There's a big competition in Dallas called Cowtown Classic, which again will be poetic justice for me because that was a comp I did back in 2010, 2011, and man, I got dead last. There's 7 guys, I got dead last, bro.
Oh
I did horrible, dude. But I mean, there is a lot of stuff building up into that. And again, I didn't have what I have now. Like, and that's something that I tell these guys too. Like, you guys are lucky, bro. When I was your age, I sound old saying like, when I was your age. But when I was their age, dude, I didn't have shit, bro. I didn't have jack shit. The only thing I had at the time is I worked at a beach rental place and so rent it outright. And I made good money, dude. It's chill, man. But I know one thing that I was good at, but my dad was really good at. My dad's a carpenter. He makes cabinets and stuff, man. And it's not like cabinets like well, he does that too. Like for houses and stuff, he makes speaker cabinets, like equipment cabinets.
oh
So we made an authentic Slater log press. Authentic. It's like in like deep in the bowels of my Facebook. It's there, dude. And dude, it was 195 pounds or whatever in that ballpark. And I made that, dude, authentic. It was to the point where it was so legit that Steve Slater and me, we would correspond. He wanted me to like make him logs and be like a distributor in Texas because he said I have a lot of people who want to buy in Texas. Again, I didn't do that, but that's a real story that I had back in the day. And from there, I bought his Atlas stones because that was it, dude. No, there wasn't Rogue.
yeah.
There wasn't any of this stuff
Arsenal.
I mean, there's Hammer Strength. I mean, I knew Hammer Strength was the king, but dude, it has evolved since then, big time, you know. And again, I didn't have what I have now. So going back to what I was saying, I want to get first place because if I get first place, I get my ticket to the Arnold and I redeem my soul, like myself, from being dead ass last to getting first place. It only took like 6 years or however many, but I freaking redeemed myself. You know what I mean?
And when'd you say that was?
It was a long time ago. It was 2010, 2011. But it was I even have a picture of myself, man.
Yeah.
Rough, dude. It was in the middle of the summer. It was 110 degrees outside. No air conditioning at the Metroplex in Dallas. It was horrible, bro. It was rough. My dad almost had a heat stroke, dude. That's how hot it was. And there was no fans or anything. And I remember, what's her name? Wesley, Diana Wesley. She flew down at the time and kind of jumped his ass, saying, like, dude, I understand hardcore gyms, but get fans, rent fans. Like, it is hot here, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was bad, man.
So that was the main factor why you performed that bad.
That was one of them because I would train at a little gym. It was a home mom and pop gym called the New Workout, and I had all my equipment stored there. I would always because I didn't have anywhere to put my stuff at the time. But luckily, I've known people, and I've just been genuine, and they let me store my stuff there. So I would have my little section in the gym. You know what I mean? And I would train inside because I would work outside all day, dude. I'm not gonna go train outside
Yeah.
anymore. So it really kicked my ass. So what I started doing after I got my ass kicked, I would bring equipment to the beach and I would train at the beach, dude. And so like people would be like, "There, hey, you're there, you're the world's strongest man." I'm like, "No, dude, I'm the world's strongest loser, bro. Like, I'm trying this out, man, because I was always good at powerlifting, and I really started doing good at it, and then yeah, man, it was strongman is very humbling, bro. It's one of the humblingest sports I think for lifting, in my opinion, you know. But yeah, that was a whole new. That's a whole, like I said, I got a lot of stories I could tell you, man.
So I haven't, at least on my channel and on my social, I haven't announced yet. But with the podcast with Gabe, he did challenge me to.
No
Yeah,
way.
not
He
against
did?
him, obviously. I'd whoop him.
Yeah, man, freaking Gabe, dude. He's. But what? I'm curious. Have you thought about it, or?
Oh, I shook hands. I have to.
Okay, but what comp?
One in May at Gentry.
Awesome.
I
That's gonna
forgot
be a
what
good
is it
one.
called? Valley Strongest.
Yeah, Valley Strongest. That's the one, bro. Look, well, he had South Texas Strongest, which was a big one in the Stone. It was the epicenters of. And I was super pissed, dude. The one year I Beerstone 2.0, that was where he had all the big names, all the world's strongest man, Brian Shaw, and so I had a really good powerlifter at the time. He was going to win the state championship, but there's some external things that happened, and that's another whole ball of wax. I won't get into that story, but yeah, I wish I would have competed at 2.0 Stone, man. It's awesome. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see you.
Yeah.
My guys are going to be there. My people that I train are going to be there. So I'll be there cheering you on. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I was going to compete in it, but now that I know what I want, I'm just going to be there to support. So if they need my help, I'll help. If not, I'm going to just be there for. So and if you need help, I'll be there too.
Yeah, I have never done. Oh, excuse me. I never done strongman movements. I had maybe touched touched the grass of some movements, like with my coach, because he has strongman equipment as well. But I was never we never really focused on that because it was never. I don't know. It was just never in our arsenal program, whatever. So we are getting to work with that. My coach and I, he's coached strongman before, roughly, but any pointers, obviously from Gabe or from anybody, you know what I mean? It's a whole different game. I know it's not going to be anywhere near the same playing field as powerlifting, and I've only competed in powerlifting once. So this year I do plan to do the strongman comp in May. Get ready for a powerlifting meet, maybe for November, December. I'm not too set on a meet. For
I'm gonna be a selling point on this. So, I was very fortunate to be a part of. My brain sucks, man. It's that CrossFit competition on the island that they hosted this past year.
oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name.
Well, anyways, the guy Rocky is a great dude, bro. Feel like we hit it off because we have the same mindset. You know what I mean? And he was able to hosted a strongman comp, got paid for it. It was fun to host. Had a blast, dude. And then now it got a lot of steam. And now they want to turn it into like an expo now. And I told him, look, dude, got Elijah Trevino, who lives up in Wesco. He's a strongman. He's a representative for USS, you know. Then we also have again Bubba. I know he's doing Strongman Corp. Have that there, but we're probably gonna go to USS. It's already set in stone. It's gonna be USS, but we're gonna get USPA. I've been talking to Bobby. Gave Bobby Morgan his number, so now it's gonna become an annual thing. So we'll have a strongman, powerlifting, and CrossFit at the island, dude. At the island, it's gonna be legit, dude. So we're gonna try to. We'll talk about it probably more a little bit later on. You know, getting closer to September, but that's just a map for your map. You know what I mean? You got the one in Maine, that powerlifting company. It's gonna happen, dude. I mean, again, I want it to happen. It's gonna happen.
That's just another thing to get people to the island.
Yes, bro. Yeah, man. Even then, dude, it's fun, bro. Like, so yeah, no, and Elijah's a great dude, bro. Like, he's another one, like Valley. He lives in Wessico. He's one of our representative for USS, and yeah, man, great dude, man. He's like, I feel like we're like partners in crime now. So now we're running now. We're running with all this stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be cool, dude. And it's yin and yang. And from the experience from being a power lifter, doing strongman as an off season, you're gonna see some major carry. Like, especially when you have a hard block that you have to train leading up into a comp, it gets kind of monotonous, dude. It's very like big three, all these different accessory body movements, and you do your cardio, do like the sled drags or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know what he's programming for you, but that's how I would program myself, and I get bored. So I would do 2-3 months of nothing but strongman, nothing, and I never always super sore, and I just felt beat up and bummed out. But after that, my squats went up more, my deadlifts went up more than when I was preparing for that comp. You know, there is a little yin and yang to it, dude. It really does help. So I'm excited for you to dip into it a little bit because it's going to help you as a powerlifter. Really, really experience.
What were you saying about the comp?
Well, yeah, so it's going to be a big comp in September. SPI games, dude. The SPI games.
Oh,
It's,
damn. They
yeah,
call
so
that?
yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
it's a huge CrossFit competition, and me and one of my guys, Danny, we got to work it, dude. It was intense, bro. Like all over the southern part from San Antonio, Laredo, all over Austin area down, just competing in this thing, and this is bad. And it was super cool. And again, got to meet this guy Rocky. He's a good dude, bro. He's kind of in the same wavelength as me, promoting these like kind of expo-ish type things here, and now with Elijah too, bro. Like we got it down, man. And I've known Bobby Morgan for a long time. He's a good dude. He's a great promoter, and I like USPA because, and again, I know Wes too Zunker from USAPL. I got nothing against it. I have good memories with USPA, so I really like USPA, and I'll always push that like federation, you know. And it's tough. It's a tough fed too, man. So yeah, well that's most likely. So hopefully I don't get in trouble, but that's what's gonna go down.
That's awesome. Like, it's great knowing that that's close to home. You said you went to Los Fresnos, like you grew up in Los Fresnos?
Well,
Or
no,
where
man.
were you from?
I'm originally from Brownsville, born and raised.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, I always joke around. Yeah, like yeah, because I'm Weddle, and I'm like, dude. My mom and dad were spring breakers. They came back in '83 and they never left, dude. So I'm a spring break baby, I guess. You know what I mean? But I've lived here. I've lived in Brownsville my whole life, man. And we ended up moving into this, which is now North Brownsville, and this little subdivision called Rio Sol. And it's right on 511, dude. Well, now it's becoming big because of SpaceX. Now the
Oh, yeah.
petroleum thing. I'm like, dude, we're like living in a freaking gold mine over here. So if we ever sold this house, we'd sell it for more, you know? But yeah, man, I grew up there, and yeah, man, I'd always have to drive to Los Fresnos every day. Everyone else, they lived in town, and dude, I was a 15-minute drive from where I lived
Yeah.
to into Los Fresnos, and yeah, man, it was every day, dude, every freaking day. And kudos to my mom and dad, man. Like mainly my mom because my dad worked night shifts, but she was faithfully always picking me up, man. And I feel bad because she was a teacher too, dude. So she was tired. She had to come home, cook for us, get everything ready for tomorrow, and she would come pick us up. So
You went to school in Los Fresnos, but you're
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Brownsville. Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
So I drive in and out, man. It was a whole nother world, dude. That was something else, man. We were just talking about I can't remember who I was talking to our soccer coach there at Coach Rod, and that's another thing too, bro. Like whenever we wanted to play or do stuff,
Yeah.
there was always the one friend with the car, bro. I was that friend with the car. And so I was like always giving rides.
Yeah.
No one ever gave me gas money. So my parents would jump my ass. And it was like, but I mean, I was there, man. I wanted to help my brothers, I wanted to help my
Yeah.
teammates and help my people. And yeah, man, those were good fun memories. A lot of almost crashed a lot of those times, but hey,
That's another story.
that's another story too, bro. That's another story.
Yeah, like I like what I was gonna say before this was crazy how the valley's changed.
Mhm.
It's only expanding, it's getting bigger. And like I was saying
Nuts, dude.
with the earlier in this episode when I was talking about how there's a valley so slept on in
Mhm.
terms of like powerlifting alone, and then had my ex coach, Coach Gomez from San Benito on the podcast as well, and he was helping out coaching like in North Texas,
Mhm.
back here, same thing football.
Mhm.
Culture down here is so
Oh, dude.
dense. Like
Yes,
it's a
dude.
religion.
Yes, dude.
Football alone is a religion. And that's on the come up. And then UTRG, the Valley is gonna root for UTRGV
Oh,
like
dude.
there's no tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
dude.
dude. We're gonna be like Cowboys fans, dude. And I'm not even a Cowboys fan, dude. But I'm super happy that this is finally happening, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? It's a lot of people, I don't care what they say, but I'm happy for all the things that involve football. Marching band now, dude. It's gonna give so many kids all over the valley that, they would just march in high school and poof, that was it.
Yeah.
Now there's a legitimate reason, like, oh shit, I can play the next level too,
Mm.
Even dancing, cheerleaders. I mean, dude, it's gonna be so many opportunities for the valley, so many. And then even if they don't make it, but to compete, and I'm big on that. I feel like competing is starting to slowly get watered down, and it's not like because there's a reason why they have a scoreboard, dude.
Yeah.
There's winners and losers, and eating helps you. It keeps you honest. It keeps you focused. I love that, dude. It's gonna get us better. Finally out of the hump, like let's look at Brownsville Vets, dude. They made it to what, the 5th round, dude? That's freaking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And every year we always get stuck, and it's tough. We always get stuck playing Austin Westlake or Lake Travis. But that gives other people hope too, bro. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we could do it too. We
Yeah.
can get the hell out of the valley too, man. And that was so super cool. I was actually there for that game, the Corpus game. Oh my gosh, bro.
Really?
Yes, dude. I was right there on the end zone, dude. So when he was marching down, they had that field position, and they kept punching, their ticket every time. I was like, I'm all fired up. So yeah, man, I'm super happy. I'm glad where we're going and the direction we're going. Even at Hard Knocks, dude, they got little kids, bro, doing complex movements with power cleans and stuff. Imagine if we knew how to do a triple extension and deadlifting, dude, at like 5 or 6 years old. Imagine, dude. That's what they do in China and Russia,
They
bro.
got
Like
kids
we're
that
getting,
young.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like we are getting ahead of the game, dude. And again, it's good to see. At least for me. Like I've told Mary, I was like, man, our kids are gonna be ahead of the game because they have all this stuff now, So I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
Really.
for sure. I'm so a little history real quick. I got into fitness essentially through my brother-in-law, Matthew. He till I die, I will say he's one of the biggest reasons. He showed me countless hours on like pumping iron,
Oh, yeah,
Arnold
dude.
videos, like anything golden era you could think of. I've probably heard or watched, read encyclopedias. Like
Mhm.
he's that guy, and it's just you see these old school lifts that they were doing because even in the Arnold days, they were doing snatches, they were doing cleans, they were
bro.
doing presses, and then
Yes.
like the past 5 years, kids aren't doing that. Like
Yeah.
it's not taught, and it's not. They're doing other workouts, I guess, that accommodate to them, but
Mhm.
it's just like I've seen a huge. Obviously, I wasn't around in the '70s. I saw like a huge dip in things of that nature, and now that it's on the come up of or cleaning now, people pressing now, snatches, like it's becoming more
Yes.
mainstream, and I just love seeing that, especially especially with the younger generation, like you
Yes.
said. Whenever I see like a kid at the gym work on his power cleans. Me, I started power cleaning. I hadn't done this. I barely did it like in high school. Now that I'm doing it more, it's just the reward from that move from power cleans alone
Dude.
translates to so much
Yes,
more,
dude,
and
you're
I love
explosive.
it.
You're
Yeah,
explosive, dude. And you know, like I had to, like I was always decent at it,
yeah,
and I started not getting very like flexible, and which I had to start doing again, especially for the strongman. But dude, like I wasn't really a good teacher at it, but now that again, very fortunate, got my friend Rod who helped me, and just seeing their systems and procedures of how they do it is like excellent, bro. Break it down. So I do that with the kids now, dude. We got a bunch of like joke around. We got a bunch of cuz doing freaking complex movements, bro. You know what I mean?
What you
And
got?
bunch of cuz, dude. And it's
Yeah,
it's it's awesome, man, because the things that I didn't have, at least I didn't have. Like our
yeah,
coach would tell us to do power clean, but we had to figure it out, bro. We had to figure it out. And ugly or not, shit, thing was going up one way or
yeah,
another. So yeah, man, I agree. We're going in a good direction, man. Sometimes we get stuck in the same, like the crabs in the bucket. You know what I mean? But I try to stay above that as best I can. You know what I mean? Like I get frustrated with it sometimes, but then I just tell myself, you know what, man, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and try to help out as much as I can and inspire as much as I can. Caught up in this, so no, I agree, man. It's evolving time, good way.
yeah, for sure. How about a couple times? I press record.
No, no, it's
Yeah, I'll cut
okay,
that out real
man.
quick.
It's okay.
I'm running this show
Yeah,
by
I'm
myself real
just
quick.
glad I'm here, man. Like I
Yeah,
said, I'm real humble. I've
yeah.
been on a This will be my third one, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, third podcast.
Was Titan Talk one?
No,
You haven't been on
no, I
Titan
haven't been
Talk?
on Titan Talk, man. Not yet. Maybe someday. But I've been on a buddy of mine. He does like a sports one with a friend of his that he played football with. It was when I broke a record in Illinois for heaviest keg lifted. It was a 500-pound keg bar, and I did that, dude. It was pretty. I don't know, was it 500? It was a lot. Either way, it was a lot,
Yeah,
man. And,
the
and
record's done.
I had to get that to clinch my to go to nationals, dude. And I had to beat this guy. So I dug in, bro.
Yeah.
I tapped into the monkey. That's something I always joke around. Like we have to tap into the inner like monkey inside of us, like like. But yeah, no, I was on that one. One with Rodney. Talked about nationals and the deadlift competition and stuff, and then now this one. So it's cool, man. Happy, man. Like I said, I don't know a lot of stuff, but people can learn or inspired by my story, then go for it, dude.
Yeah, dude. Like as a coach, I'm sure you have countless stories
Oh yeah.
how sort of implemented like a seed in someone that just grows, and whether it's like whether it's just strictly coaching. Oh, I remember that guy Matt taught me how to squat better, or something mentally. Like, oh, this is always gonna stick with you. You have, I'm sure you have a bunch of those
Mhm.
stories, right, where you just leaving people.
Yeah.
Um, do you think that puts more of a weight on you when you're like coaching somebody?
It used to. Not anymore. I had to really dig deep, subconscious, a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation. Just having my wife and other, what's really sad is they're just kids most of the time, and you really know what's going on until they open up to you and they trust you. And even at my school, like they still kind of trust me, but they don't trust me. They don't open up because I'm Barba, I'm loud, and they think I'm screaming. I'm like, dude, that's just me, man. And but when a lot of the kids that I've gotten to know, I know Bruce he was a Jedi, bro. Could always get those kids. Just to hear those stories of weight. I'll talk about this kid. I won't say his name
Yeah.
because out of respect for him, but he was uh he was part of the cartel from a young age, dude. He was adopted into one of those places, adoption agencies, whatever, Mexico, bro. So they'd run kids, this guy, and run them and send them back because they're kids. They don't like detain them or whatever like they do to adults. So they had a good system going. one day, he tried to escape, and I remember asking him because he had scars on his calf, big scars. He tried to cover it with tattoos. I mean, this guy, dude, he's covered in tats, and he was in high school, and he tried to cover them up, but they're scars. And I remember, and he said in Spanish because he was more comfortable saying it. He didn't really speak English well. He spoke English, but he just wasn't comfortable with it,
Yeah.
And when he told Bruce the story, Bruce was Bruce was pretty upset. He was pretty, and he told me the story. I'll be honest, I broke down. I got very emotional. Uh, they pretty much he wanted to escape one time because he knew all the routes, dude, all the tunnels and where to go, where the border patrol won't catch him and stuff, and he knew where to go. And they caught him one day. Well, the cartel caught him, and they beat the living crap out of him, put tar on his legs, and they whipped him. They pretty much beat him to where he couldn't walk. And they said, "Remember, do that again, we're gonna kill you." That was it, dude. And ever since then, he escaped and was able to live here in America for a while. Became one of my students. But just that story alone, and there's more to his story, dude. That's just one of many stories, dude, that it would mess me up, bro. It would mess me up, and I had to really dig deep in my soul. So now I've become more, not really callous to it, but I'm very open minded to it, and I really want to try to like, whenever something's bothering a kid, I try to get it out of them to where they can help me because I tell them I want to help you. I want to help you. I want to help you go through this together. You're not alone. You know what I mean? That's something I learned from Bruce. Bruce always taught me that. As much as he was a big, scary guy, dude, that guy knew how to talk to kids. Learned that from him. So that's what I try to do right now until I die. I coach anymore because it's all about people. It's all about learning how to work with people. Just understand we're all going through something, dude. We all have something we're.
Yeah. That's in my eyes one of the best thing that's makes a coach. I think it's more on a personal level. I mean, if my coach today would just tell me what to do, do this like this, feel like I could Google that. No, it's more. I'm more of I like in person coaching. Again, everybody has a preference for sure, but
Mhm.
I'm more of in person coaching because it puts personal training. It's not just somebody who's telling you what to do.
Yeah,
This is somebody
I
who's,
agree.
even if it's just lifting, this is somebody who's altering your life. Like my coach has countless stories how went to a gym in their life, 40s, in better shape. Oh, now I can play with my kids. Now I can hang around. And I can
Yes,
do
dude.
other things, and it's
Yes,
just
bro.
like stories like you just said about that young kid, and crazy to hear how you
Yeah,
going forward because now
yeah.
I'm sure that kid's not gonna forget the way
Oh no,
Bruce was
dude.
there for him.
We still talk, man. We talk like 2 to 3 times, and we're always visiting. And he's he always loses his phone or something happened with his phone. But I have a lot of videos of him lifting, and again, I'm gonna go back to him. Um, he is in the Hall of Fame in THSPA. He's a two-time state champion. He attempted the state record at 600 pounds at 132. Is pound for pound the strongest human. And there's just some life choices that happened. He wasn't able to go beyond that, which I've always told, man, if you pick it up, you'll be a world champion. There ain't no one. Again, it goes back to what you believe in, and I believe it. Valley is a very, very rich place with living. Learn to have the confidence like I have in them, in themselves to do it. They'll be the next. They'll be the guy that with millions of followers because they're freaks of nature, and I've seen and coached tons of them. It's insane, dude, and it's a privilege for me. Dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, but it's good that you have those stories instead of just I coached here. Like you have that,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't imagine. I've never coached. I've been a personal trainer at a gym a couple times, but it's just yes. I did have some of those some of those stories, but obviously not to the severity because like I had this one client one time. She into a gym, and she was my first client. Maybe be closer to 50. Never been in a gym, and she just woke up one day like, I'm gonna get a trainer and I'm gonna commit myself. First time in the gym, I had to start her off with just getting her heart used to that intensity. I wasn't gonna make her snatch on her, but she went from not even from having lower back pain in RDLs with two
It's awesome.
in,
Yeah, dude. That's what it's about, bro.
and
That's
it's
what it's
just
about.
crazy. It's crazy to hear. Oh, I don't have that much pain at work, or now I can do things with kids, and that's just one person. I maybe trained 5, 6 people,
Mhm.
but that's just one story in the short amount of time that I did. I think she was on a 4 month program.
Is she still lifting? If you don't mind, is she still working out?
Yes, but I think work has
It's consumed her again.
it's consumed her again. But now she'll go to the gym on her own, and she'll text me like
That's
randomly.
good.
Oh,
See,
I
that's
did
good.
this today. Oh, I
Yeah,
did
she's
this.
still
I'm like,
giving feedback. She's still looking for that. You did your job. You did your job. You know, like I have a client too. I won't say his name. I mean, because but and he's right here. That guy was super heavy, dude. I'll not forget. He's listening to this. He'll know who I'm talking about. And he came rolling up in this. First of all, the badass Dodge 2500 diesel Cummings. I mean, I told him that's my dream truck. I had a Dodge Dakota. It had the loudest mufflers around. Like you can hear me 10 miles away. But he wanted to be a border patrol agent. That's what he wanted to do, and he was extremely obese, dude. Extremely. That guy went on to do like triathlons, and I don't even know if triathlons, but he went to do marathons and everything. Yeah, I would train with him, bro. I would train with him. I went through a shoulder injury for preparing for a powerlifting meet, and so I couldn't really bench, but I would do other workouts, the high intensity workouts that Hard Knocks does, and we would do it together. Dude, this guy went from being 330 fat body to lean mean fight machine at 185 pounds, 190 pounds. I'm pretty sure he's still with the Border Patrol right now, man. But from time to time, we would still talk and be like, hey, this is because of you. This is because of you. It's just, that's one of many that I have, you know what I mean? And it's so, I don't get paid a lot. You know, I hustle a lot. I took a pay cut going to the school where I'm at, but I'm very rich in the things that I do. You know what I
can't put
mean?
it apart.
Yes, bro. To me, I'm rich in that. Like that, I'm happier than I've been. Because there was some bad stuff that went down with last job, and it really almost got me out of the career. But again, it was where I'm at now that saved me, dude. And just being told that there's other people in this town. So I was like,
That's great. That's good to hear. Even though, like you did say earlier, how even in the gentry interview,
yeah,
you
man,
just want to be
I
there for
really
people.
enjoy it, dude. I've been screwed over a lot too. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Oh, that's a
where
price.
that's my biggest downfall is I help people, but they get screwed over or they take something and exploit it. People are messed up, bro. And I've learned like over time, I help much as I can, and now I've changed my saying now. Like, if you want my help, I'm gonna help you. You don't want my help, so and that's. But I generally I have a want to help people successful. You know, kind of like you when you were doing your first meeting, you said, "Hey, man, what's the wisdom you have?" I'll be honest, I can't even quote it, man, because I speak from my heart's on its sleeve, man, and I just tell it like it is, bro. It's the coach in me, you know. I'm not again an influencer or any of that crap,
Yeah.
but I do have my experiences, my life that can help you. That's what I'm on.
So you did say you've been over quite a few times.
Oh yeah.
I do want to know what your perspective is on, like, in general, not even just coaching, being screwed over so many times and contemplating tired of people.
No,
You
but
get what I'm
it's
catching
no,
here?
no, dude. That's the proper term.
Horrible.
That's the proper term to
Yeah.
use. I hate to say it, but my thing is this, man. When that happens, I get a lot of like my mom, family, and just friends, people that really are my friends that I care about. And again, Bruce was one of them. You know, he really helped me out with that stuff. And vice versa, I'd help him out
Yeah.
too, and my wife. I guess what it really is at the end of the day, people are all broken. We're all broken. We all have our own. crosses to bear. We have our own issues in our lives, you know. And if I'm in a career where I have to help kids, you know, that was a kid that didn't have me or didn't have someone there to help inspire him, bro. They became real broken into this world. So I go through what I call my moments, and I tell my athletes this very oftenly because they'll come crying or something's bad or whatever. I tell them, hey, go have your moment, whatever long. If you got to leave, not come to practice, but you need to come when you're in here, you give me 110%. That's just something that I've had to tell myself too. Like, if someone doesn't want me or they're going to talk smack about me or they're going to do this and this and this, I have my moment. I let my frustration out. Thanks to the weights too. That's a real good.
Yeah.
I get a lot of it off my chest, you know.
Yeah.
But really, it helps me reflect when especially when I'm lifting, especially when something bad happens. Even if it's not even a good day, even if I just do like 2 sets or like 2 lifts, you reflect a lot. That's where I just changed my mind. So the weights, they're very therapeutic for me in that instance, where I'm able to let it go. I surrender it there, especially a lot. Like they're like, man, you're so strong. I was like, so I'm always pissed. I'm always pissed. I'm pissed at these things. I'm pissed that I don't have this much money, or I'm pissed I have debt. I'm pissed that I have this. So I take it out on the weights, dude, because the weights don't care. Weights don't care. Just give you the middle finger. You know?
Yeah.
So,
They're not gonna change
you
it.
gotta get after it too, you know. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's just been my thing. So like I just got it. I can't lose hope at all, because especially when they're older and they're adults, yeah, they might, maybe if they hit rock bottom, maybe they'll change, but till then, I'll just keep pushing forward and helping one sense.
Yeah. Like with me, um, whether it's a couple pointers at the gym or if it's anything content related, I love helping people. Not even for like the status of just saying, "Oh, I like helping people." I think I said it with the gym.
Yeah, I've
It's,
seen a lot of that lately too, and that rubs me the wrong. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
what do you mean?
People do that now.
Oh yeah.
Like, see me, and then they like put it. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
like you look worse now. Like, yeah, no,
Yeah, the
sorry.
go with the gym. That's as long as if I have a future in Usito coaching, training, I have my own step programs. I won't forget the fact that she made me feel. And where I was we're talking about before this.
No, just helping in general.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Like losing hope
Yeah,
in
that.
people, like when they screw you
Yeah,
over and
there you go.
stuff.
Yeah, with that, it's like you worded it perfectly when you said the weights don't care how you feel. In my eyes, so like I told you off camera when we were talking about Star Wars and Thor, I'm very optimistic in general. When I will help someone, say an X, in my mind, I'm already set on like if I got screwed over in whatever field, this person didn't care.
Hmm.
So, what is the best move for me going forward?
So
I can't lose faith in everybody. This person screwed me.
it's true.
And it took me a long time
Yeah,
to learn this, and I'm
me
still.
too. Me too, dude.
It's bad, but it's just that comes with the price of
Learning.
learning and helping people in general. Like
Mhm.
you're gonna get those bad people always.
Yeah.
Any field, whether it's school, sports, like, always gonna be bad people. A bad day, or they could be a bad person in general. I don't know, but getting screwed over sucks. But life.
That's what helps you grow thick skin. You know, and my wife always tells me like, such good intuition with people. I was like, screwed over. So I naturally I've know how to put up my wall, know how to put up my reserve. Fake people, like you can hear how they talk and how they like jump on things real quick, and I'm like, gotta admit, dude, like back off, bro. You know what I mean? Like now something. Old Bruce, bro. I bring him up a lot. He was a cop, dude. He was a U.S. Marshal. That guy's. He's like I joke around. Remember Texas Walker Ranger, the show?
Yeah.
That was him. Like he was that guy, and he He would always say, whenever I go into a room, whenever I go into a restaurant, I go to the corner and I sit. And my back is the wall, and everyone gotta read. Gotta read everything. So now, again, ever since he passed, I've now really embodied that. Anytime I enter a situation, I always look around. Again, that comes with time, him and I picked that up. That's what I do now too. That might hopefully help you. So whenever situation, just kind of the body language and just kind of see what they're.
Uh,
Sly approaching it. Talked about it's how you approach things, and I was just telling you how I approach things. Just in general, how to like move past those. You know what I mean? You get burned on it. It hurts.
but it's in my eyes, it's what's the best move for me? What's
Mhm.
like what is how do you take this loss?
Mhm.
Me, I barely hold. I don't even think I hold. I don't. No, I don't hold grudges. Oh, I used to. I just make peace. Just accept the wrongdoing in front of me.
Yep.
And it's just so much more. Right word to use is peace.
Mm-hmm.
Stress. Like I said, I've been. I know there's worse situations out there, but I've been. I think I could safely say I've been screwed a good amount of
Yeah,
big
it's
ways.
preparing you for bigger ones. I hate
Yeah.
to say that, but it's true. It's preparing you for big situations, and that's what I'm starting to realize. Like the more you get screwed over, they don't become like little ones; they become bigger, and it's you just have to. That's all it is, dude. God puts people in our lives, good or bad. I really believe this, and they're all tests, bro. All tests. When I get this all the time from people. Oh, well, why do people die? Why do good people die? I was like, it's his will. Like that's why he's God, bro. Like he chooses. And then what we do with that is on us. Like, what are we gonna do with it? I was like that, and again, that hit me in the face with not only my grandma, because my grandma passed away this year, and Bruce passed away this year. I had a lot of funerals I didn't want to have to go to, but I had to.
2023.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
a lot of them. Yeah, because Bruce passed away now a year ago, and my grandma passed away within in 2023. So yeah, it was tough, bro. But again, going back to what I was saying, like it prepares you, bro. It prepares you. Like I like the nut up or shut up. Like you have to. These people in your life. What legacy are you gonna? I heard this at it wasn't me. I wasn't at per se the funeral. One of the coaches, I think he went to his dad's funeral, gave this speech, and he said, "People die twice. Body dies, then second part of their death is that." Like that hit me in the soul. Like, dude, like what am I doing with my life? Like I know, like with this podcast, like what are you doing with your life to like leave a legacy and inspiration of people? So I kind of live by that too, bro. See, Bruce, he did a good job. My grandma too. They had their issues, but see how we gonna.
I don't think it's always what is a good thing. Like what you were talking about, a person dies twice.
Hmm.
What's so right word I think right now is beautiful about that is when someone passes away. And I had a friend of mine who just passed away a couple weeks ago. But shout out to Vargas. He was always at my coach's gym. He was a big boy going in. He was never really focused on his health. He never got in shape. I think he topped off like a bit of upwards of 300. And he went from that to losing, I think it was 80 pounds total. Started repping 405 on deadlift, like on
That's
on
good.
trap bar in
Oh,
like
that's
in like
good.
in like a couple years time, I think it
Yeah,
was.
that's really good.
And he was just so I mean, that guy goes in a room and I would just light up the room.
Hmm?
Energy, vibe, I guess is the right word.
Yeah,
And
dude,
his
it's true.
charisma. It's just when he passed away, all we were thinking about was like, damn, like it's because he hadn't gone to the gym. He was dealing with health issues, so he wouldn't go to the gym as much. But that was the first thing that was remembered for him.
Mm.
Everybody at the gym collectively, like, we weren't close with him. I wasn't close with him personally outside of the gym. But when I'd see him at the gym, it was like he was just this impactful person. So when I heard that he passed away, first thought was, oh, great thing. So, like you said, with this podcast or like lifting, it's just I want to. Sure, you feel this way too. You want to leave the best of yourself.
Yep.
Like this is my brand, Vision Culture, and I was a vendor when I interviewed you. That the whole point of it is, I want people, like, if I die tomorrow, I want people to look at me as like, this kid was welder. This guy started a podcast, had his clothing brand, had his content, competed in strongman and powerlifting, which isn't a stacked resume. But the thing is, like, I have this
Trying to change.
I have this vision where I want to be the best at what I could be. And that's the type of impact I want to leave on people.
Same way.
Because growing up, I wasn't into sports. And now I love powerlifting. I wasn't into all this podcast and content. I mean, I'd watch a couple gaming YouTubers here and there, but now I'm doing it. And now it's pressing somewhere. So that's the impact I want to leave, at least I accomplish these certain goals. Because I do want to compete in strongman. I'm gonna compete in strongman. I want to excel at powerlifting. This podcast, this is 26, I think. And it's taken me so much, it's opened the door to so many people, stories, and the reception. Other episodes are just great, and I'm grateful for it always. But it's just like, my mom had told me this. I had first video back in sophomore year of high school pass, which isn't stupidly viral, but
But that's a lot.
But she was like, "You're not just this kid with a camera anymore. Like, it's gonna become more."
Yeah.
Mom has been there since like day one. Before it was just like, okay,
Yeah.
he's making videos here and there, but now that it's becoming a bigger thing,
Yeah, man.
I want to be the best. I want to be the best video creator that I can, best podcaster, best lifter that I can, and that I can. And going back to what you were talking about earlier, I was always with. And you grew up Christian or Catholic?
Well, actually, he was Catholic, man, but we were like, never practiced. We go to Easter and Christmas. That was it.
Yeah.
That's all we went. But then again, that's a whole other story. I can spend a lot of time. I'll try to condense it. But when I was playing all those Fresnos, I was getting little offers and looked at, Sam Houston State or Texas. And they're looking at me, so I wanted to give them my all, and I knew this year was going to be the year, would help mark my career, and I was mainly looking at Sam Houston because they have criminal justice, and at the time I was into that stuff, Yeah. And then when I got my knee injury, it really screwed me up, dude. I lost everything. My eyes, I lost everything. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not the brightest crayon in the coloring box. Dude, I'm dyslexic, bro. I am a part of the problem in the education world. Like, people like me should not have college diplomas, or let alone be in high school, because it's all test based, bro. And I only did what I did was because I wanted football, wanted to lift weights, wanted to be in sports. So when that was taken away, the whole world was taken away. So that's when I'll be honest, I got hooked on opioids, on morphine, dude. Kept getting a bunch of patches and then the pills. Just wanted to go to sleep and never. And we were going at it's called Brownsville Community Fellowship. It's called BCF. And I'll be honest, dude, like, he's now the senior pastor there, but his name's Bo Hesterberg. And I was with my crutches, I sat back in the back. There was this heavy set guy named Rudy. He sat there at his little spot, and I sat there. I was pissed. I was just mad at God. God was real. I would have cussed him out, probably throwing a freaking punch at his face. I was pissed, dude, because my mindset at that time was like, I did nothing to me. Why? Like, playing the victim. Like, why'd you do this to me? And I didn't do nothing to you. I did like say my Hail Marys or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I did everything I was supposed to do just to show you I cared. Why'd you do this to me? And I mean, I was pissed, dude. I'll be honest. I cussed at this guy and everything, dude. We're in church, bro. You know, like and I was freaking pissed off. And I told him, why the F did God do this to me? This and that. I just went off, dude. And he looked at me and I'll never forget it, dude. He just went like, Aaron, can I pray for you? And I was like, reserve, you know, real tense. And I was like, just like shook my hand. He's like, I want to pray for you. Dude, ever since that moment, I felt the Holy Spirit. I felt I felt this thing. That's why, like, people that say they're agnostic or whatever, and I get it, people believe what they believe. That day, bro, he prayed for me, and he told me to read out of the book of Job. If you know the book of Job, it's an Old Testament book, and there's a lot of doom and gloom in the Old Testament. But his story really stuck with me, dude, and it was about this guy had everything, dude. He had everything, bro. He's rich, he had land, animals, you name it, a lot. He had a wife, all these kids. Well, God and the devil, again, I don't want to quote it like word for word because I'm not like a theologist or anything, but I remember reading this and thinking like, yeah, everything, God took it away, bro. Because the devil said, oh, if you take it away, he'll denounce your name. Dude, he took it all away, bro. All of it away. Even gave him boils and all these things. And I just remember reading that. Everything. I lost my knee, took everything away from this guy. Like, and he still believed in God. And then how God paid 10 times fold. He even owned more land than that. He had more kids because he took his kids too. They all got killed by wolves and stuff and plagues. And it was crazy, bro. Like, and that story really changed my life, dude. I'll never forget. I got the end. We had a bunk bed. My brother slept on the top. I slept on the bottom. We're like in high school with bunk beds, you know. And I got on my knee and my legs all jacked up. And I was gonna get surgery like a week later. And I said, God, look, man, I don't know if you're real. But this is exactly what I prayed. I was like, God, I don't know if you're real, but if you're real, I want you to show me you're real. I'm not lying, dude. It was all him. I had a 6 to 8 week recovery, which ACL is a very long recovery. Covered in 4 months. I went from being one of the worst pressers in the region in powerlifting. I had the regional record. This was before all these banded nice suits. Like it was a real crappy. It was the F6. I still have it. Again, I took that suit. You know, it was one of those. I'm gonna hang it up, but I bench 405, dude. 405 pounds at 18 years old, dude. That's just to let that sink in. You know what I mean? And I went from not even being able to take a parallel squat. I squatted 655 pounds, and those are those what ifs. Like, man, dude, I'd be hitting over 7. I would have won state. You know. That was just a true testament of God. And that from that day forth, I surrendered. I said, he's real. He's real for me. And that story, I've told a lot of kids. I helped a lot of kids, even some family members. And that's all it is, dude. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, these stories are old or whatever in the Bible, this and that. And I tell them, it's because when God says to go make disciples of every man, to be fishers of men, that's what we are, bro. Like, we have to be fishers of men. And we're not going to talk. Yeah, we could talk about these stories, especially about Jesus. What's your story? What's my story? That's what people want to hear. You know what I mean? And so that's how I talk about. That's my story. It's all of it gets in a bottle.
Recently, here that so growing up, I wasn't too religious. I go to church here and there, and it wasn't until a year ago what I can learn because I knew something was missing. There, I think everybody experiences
Stuck.
Lost.
Yeah, dude.
Like God has. As soon as I started just reading my Bible, I wasn't too big on going to church. Just reading it. People that had like I guess the words to negative energy in my life. And then I met great people. One of my best friends, Cameron, who pretty much helped me out with this podcast and content. As soon as I started reading my Bible, when I met him, and he was like, "Dude, I don't read it for you." Became like brother. And a couple of friends from high school that I was always skeptical about, or like maybe real to me, or I don't know how this is. Left, haven't heard, like, don't really talk to them anymore.
And he's protecting you. That's how it is. It's a beautiful thing.
And I do believe this is gonna be off topic, but it sort of relates to this.
Mm.
As I have no kids, I feel like the idea of being a father is beautiful in the sense that I feel like everybody's dad. A dad is the only man I think wants you to be better. I'm sure you want your
Oh yeah,
your
dude.
boys to be way better
Oh
than
yeah.
you, and that's
See
gonna be
it.
like
Yeah.
continuous thing. So I feel like if I'm God's child, I want to be the best that I could be. Obviously, I'm not gonna be greater than God.
Yeah.
Say that, but
No, but
they want to.
he wants
to
best
see,
for you.
yeah, he wants to see the like everybody wants to see their
He
kids
wants. I
succeed.
know
You know what I'm
exactly what
saying?
you're trying to say. He wants the best for you, dude.
Yeah.
That's what every father wants for their son. You know, and that's a whole nother issue, bro. I can get
That's
into
a whole
that
other, yeah.
with like, no, there's not a lot of kids with dads anymore. I mean, there's a lot of fathers with no dads, and yeah, dude, it is. It's an eye opener. You know, I want to quote Bruce, man. I had David, firstborn, my son, and it changes you. Something inside you changes. He said the same. Bruce said the same thing. He said, "To that child." He said, "When you have a daughter, get ready. It's even more."
Yeah.
And it's true, dude. It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
So, and again, that's exactly what God says. He wants what's best for us, and Jesus wants what's best. So, it's a natural, innate thing that we have as Christians, as Christian fathers and men, do for our kids, bro. You know what I mean? So that, and I totally, totally get it. So I'm right there with
But like lifting, sports, content. I just want to be the. If nobody's rooting for me, I know God is.
you. Mhm.
That's just
Yeah,
how I see
man.
it.
When I've been in my lows, I mean, I've been through some situations, especially this not last year, but the year before that and stuff. 2022, 2022, nice to me. It was really rough. Felt like God wasn't really there. He was there, but I felt he wasn't there. And I feel like now I'm feeling that again. He's there. Prayers are being answered and stuff. And even then, there's some still kind of mucky parts, like where you're stuck in the sand or whatever. But I've learned through these things and just praying and having other people pray for me. I've been learning to, like, okay, it's not my time, it's his time. When it happens, it's gonna happen, or it may never happen. But along those roads, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn, dude. That's what it's all about.
You have how's this podcast been so far? I know I've asked you off camera, but how does it feel
Oh
for
man,
you?
it's good. Like I said, dude, I like talking, dude. I
Yeah,
enjoy
me too.
talking. It's great. Like I'm like a introvert, extrovert. Like when I get home, I'm all with my family. That's why I'm sorry again. This
No,
took
you're
so
good.
long
You're good.
because when I'm home, I just like my batteries get recharged for my wife, my kids, and my my stupid chicken and my cat, and just being home, dude. Like it like gives me powers, bro. Like to okay, here we go another week. You know what I mean? And that's been nice too. Like getting out of football, it's been really nice, dude, because like I get to enjoy that. I felt like I was gonna become what I started seeing in a lot of these coaches, even good men that I know, they would lose that when you get immersed into it. Because it's a thing with football here, bro. It is like a god worship it. But I have one God that I worship. I gotta worship anything. You know, like
Yeah.
that's just my point. So I mean, I gotta love my wife like I love the church, and I gotta love my kids too, and make sure they're on the right path and they're not being raised by some strangers. I'm there constantly supporting them, and that's why again I apologize, but I'm grateful I'm here. You know what I mean? It's been a good experience because, like I said, whoever's listening, whoever's watching, if my words inspire you, then I did my job to hopefully get because this world rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
If this is the first time you're seeing me and Matt, or the last time you're seeing me, I'm glad there's a lot of things, principles to be taken care of, or like principles to take away from this. Anybody watching or listening on Spotify, watching this video on like YouTube, where it's at, um, it's been a great episode. I think it's, with every episode, there's always the sense of like I didn't think it was gonna for the better.
Mhm.
We could have sat and talked about how strong 2 hours,
Yeah, yes,
but it's gone
exactly.
so much more, and like it's
Yeah, deeper things, just kind of the core.
yeah,
And that's who I am, you know what I mean? Yeah, because I can talk football, I can
yeah,
talk strongman, I can talk powerlifting, I can talk programming. And I mean, until I'm purple in the face, dude. But again, if people want to know the real reason, this is my reason. You know, it's look at those kids and I see them and I play with them. I think I want to inspire my kid to be better. Like I wasn't the sharpest, like I said, the sharpest tool in the shed or the brightest crayon in the coloring box. It's have always been a thing, and I want to be the best I can with that, so they can see, anyone else can see. Like, hey, if he could do it, I could do it too. So that's why I do.
Do you have any closing statements? Anything you want to put out last for anybody
Again,
watching?
dude, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I enjoy doing stuff like this because again,
Yeah.
this is the direction everything's going, like we talked about. And if there's someone out there that that's out there struggling or whatever, man, always remember we have a wonderful God that loves us, and or no matter what we've done wrong, someone out there that does care about you. You haven't found them yet, but they do care about you, and it's just a matter of being there, being present in the moment, and just do inspire, live, just be.
Yeah. I do ask though if we can potentially have another episode.
Yeah, dude, let's do it, man. I mean, I'm gonna be there, bro. I'm telling, I'm gonna be there, man. So I'm gonna lose my voice and be freaking fired up and getting rowdy. That's how strongman is. I mean, powerlifting too, man. I get fired
Yeah.
up too. Lately, I've been a little bit more passive because my kids are kind of passive a little
Yeah.
bit. Because when I get fired up, they like they freak out. I'm like, dude, that's just me, man. Like you guys are like not letting me, not getting the full Barba effect. You know what I mean? Like. So, but nah, man. Like I said, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I'm actually looking forward to it. I really am because I get to see my guys and everyone. It's gonna be good, dude. Yeah, we'll rock and roll.
Thank you for coming on again. Even regardless of the scheduling timing, I'm still glad we
Yeah.
great episode. But closing statements. For anybody listening at home or watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end, should I link anything? Do you want to have anything linked like Instagram?
My Instagram's real simple. It's Matt_the Barbarian. I love Conan the Barbarian growing up, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Has anyone figured that out? So I will be labeled the Barbarian, and yeah, I got Facebook and stuff. I have a YouTube. Like I just post my videos on there, so I mean, subscribe there if you want to see stuff. But everything's on Instagram, and I got it hacked too. So I finally got it back. My wife got my Instagram and Facebook back, so I was super depressed too. I like, dude. But yeah. But that's it, man. That's about it.
Like I said, like and subscribe if you're new here. More content coming soon. Maybe even a full breakdown of my comp in May. I don't know how. I gotta plan that. There's still months, but we can get to
Yeah,
that.
you got plenty of time. Like I said, you're always welcome at the garage. You can lift there when you want. We got it. We got not everything, but we got a lot of stuff. So come by. You can come by and train. We get a session in or something. Now we live in Brownsville, but
Oh no, for sure.
I always like to open it up to people. Like I said, man.
Thank you so much. But gonna wrap it up for today's episode. It's been Brandon, Ryan, and Matt. Thank you so much for watching.
Have a good one, dude.